Hello everyone. Well, as I make this video, we're still finding ourselves in the middle of not only this pandemic, but also an unprecedented age of chaos in this country and beyond. And a question on everyone's mind is, understandably, is there any hope left? To our credit, I'm still seeing people chant phrases like, "We will get through this," and "This too shall pass." No doubt referring to past events in history where we faced similar circumstances and came through. In fact, we came through stronger than before. In an earlier video, I pointed out how a forest fire, despite being a terrible occurrence for the forest, actually allows the nutrients from the burned trees to return to the soil, so the forest can grow back healthier and greener than before. Similarly, a tragic event like this has the potential for us to emerge from it a healthier and stronger society. So far, though, that hasn't worked out. Every day, things just seem to be getting worse. So if we're still carrying this sense of optimism, why exactly hasn't it been working? Well, looking back on the events from history where we faced similar circumstances, there's actually one key ingredient to those stories that we seem to be missing. After the corruption of the post-Civil War era gave way to a more progressive time period, American society was able to pull together and unite as it prepared for the future. So when the flu pandemic of 1918 broke out, we were strong enough to get through and continue into a very prosperous time period. Years later, the Great Depression occurred, one of the worst events of all time. But when World War II broke out, we once again had to pull ourselves together, put differences aside, and unite for the greater good. That's what helped us not only defeat the Axis powers, but also get the economy back on track. So, what's going wrong now? Well, we may have the optimism, but the one thing we don't have is the feeling of unity that got us through those past tragedies. Now, as I also pointed out in a past video, the world is now full of finger pointing and accusing this person or that person or those people of being responsible for these tragedies. And once again, I have to ask, why? What's the point? Even if you were able to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that your political adversary or people of this upbringing or people who believe in this kind of economic system, or whoever you want to be responsible for this, is responsible for this, what do you get out of it? The satisfaction of knowing that your beliefs, background, or ideology is superior? How exactly would that get us out of our current situation? It wouldn't. In fact, it would just get us deeper and deeper into it. By trying to prove that your notions are superior, you're pulling yourself away from everyone else, creating more animosity. Now, social media, which was intended to bring us together as a society, is actually having the opposite effect, as people are using it to prove their ideologies are superior and that everyone else doesn't deserve any attention. This, more than anything, is the biggest obstacle toward getting through any difficult times. People aren't united because they're too focused on themselves. People want to promote themselves, put themselves on a pedestal, because they believe their ways of thinking are the best and refuse to listen to any other points of view. This is not how you unify a society. We don't need people to promote themselves. We need people to humble themselves, to not think of themselves as superior for any reason, but rather look at themselves as no better or worse than anyone else. Regardless of which side you're on, we're all one society. People who disagree with you are not going to disappear no matter how loudly you voice your opinions. Everyone has their own reason for taking a certain side on every issue. And no one appointed you as the judge in all this. Let's be real here. More than ever, we need to step down off of our pedestals and realize we're no better or worse than those of a different color, creed, political affiliation, or whatever. We have to move forward together, or we're just going to be stuck where we are. Is it really worth it? Think about that. Thanks for watching.